Right, so we're going to go over a couple of trades that we're currently in, and then we're going to go over a few trades that we are looking to hopefully take at the start of next week, or maybe even develop and move in and get a potential counter trend trade at the end of this week. We're still on Wednesday, so we still have 2 more full days of trading. So let's just go to a couple of trades that we have here. Unfortunately, we didn't actually get in any of these. Let's start with Euro JPY. You can see strong bullish momentum, right? We've got strong bullish momentum. We've overextended a little bit. We're due a small pullback, but I do think we're going to get that next leg up roughly to around the 131 handle. So if you go down to the 4 hour and get a better look at what's actually going on, you can see very strong bullish momentum, and now we're coming back to test these highs around 130, 180. So while we push and break up higher and then maybe come back and use this as a level of support, we were thinking we'll maybe get a counter trend trade back down, but it seems like the bullish momentum is going to carry on. Just looking at the dollar index, we were seeing the dollar index sort of stalling at this level, but just as of recently, we are continuing to push through. So this is obviously going to have an inverse correlation with Euro JPY. Typically, if the dollar's moving up, the euro will be a little bit weaker, and then it would depend on what's happening in the current situation with the yen. So right now you can see price action stalling a little bit on euro. We're clearly in a bullish uptrend. If we look to the bigger time frames like the daily and stuff, you can see we are bearish for now, but this could potentially change. So right now we do have a little bit of room to the upside. We can come into an area round about those highs that we just spoke about, round about the 131 handle. So for now, considering today will close bullish above this bearish candle here on the 19th of July, it is looking like the buyers are taking control short term. Obviously, we are looking to see what will happen when price action reaches an area like this. Do we then reverse and come back down and start working our way incrementally through the levels back down to where we found a really strong area of support at 128.920? So that's what we're currently looking at on Euro JPY. There's been quite a good few bits of movement on these pairs that you see here. Let's go to USD CAD. Again, big movement. We didn't get in this one, but respected the 0.236 Fibonacci level, 23% retracement. Then created a double technical. It's a little bit far away, but technically created a double top right on that. I think we have 50 EMA on this right now. Yep, 50 EMA. Rejected off that nicely on the 1 hour, and then we pushed down quite heavily for 4 consecutive hours. Now we're sort of coming back up. We are finding a little bit of resistance at this zone here. One could argue that we might get a little short trade back down into an area like this, but because we are so overextended, we're going to sit this one out and let's see what the market presents us. GBP USD, again, missed this one also. Created a nice little double bottom, 3 massive wicks to the downside, considering that they are pretty close together. It shows that the buyers were taking control. We had that big bearish momentum candle that might have thrown quite a lot of people off. Came back, found support again, and since we've taken off. Now, it looks like the market's just going to keep going up, but for me right now, I do feel like getting in this leg would be a bit pointless. It's probably best wait until we get some form of pullback, maybe in an area like this, and then look for that continuation back up into a zone that's more probable, just under the 139.000 handle, in line with these highs here. So that would be a likely target if we did pull back and we managed to get maybe even a solid top here. So we could take this push phase to the top, maybe come back into a nice level, hopefully line up with a level in around this area, maybe on the 0.618 or the 0.5 Fibonacci retracement level, and then look for that next leg up. But again, we're going to be keeping an eye on the dollar index to see if the way the price action is moving here is correlating with how it's going to be moving. Say for example on USD CAD, GBP USD, and knowing the difference that if the dollar is strong, what's it going to do to GBP USD and what's it going to do to USD CAD. Bearing in mind we are looking at the non-dollar currencies in that pair also. to give us an added extra confidence. So right now, the dollar selling off pretty hard into a nice area of support. It looks like we're going to crash through it. We could even just find an area of support here where we created this little push up and then have a look and see how that translates to things like USD/JPY. We have broken out. Let's go to the daily. We've broken out. You can see we're finding a little bit of trouble here. An area of resistance at 110.423. Slightly pulling back, but we could again get another leg back up into these highs after a pullback, and then maybe even a continued leg up to 111.610. So Euro Aussie, a lot of good moves happened today. We didn't actually get in any of these ones in purple because we do have a couple of trades that we're in right now, likes of Euro USD. Last time we looked at Aussie New Zealand, it wasn't doing too good, but we seem to be finding support. Might actually create a double bottom here. We did anticipate that push up because all the signs were there to break out this descending wedge pattern into a nice area of support back to the top of where the descending wedge pattern formed, just above the 1.07000 handle. As you can see, 1.07163. So that was what we were looking at. Now it looks like we might actually create that double bottom and push back up, so we're happy to wait, and we aren't looking to enter any of these because we've actually been focusing on these other two pairs, and we'll wait to get that next leg up. That's if it presents itself. The markets sometimes have been moving well and then coming straight back down, like you see here on Aussie NZD. So last pair, CAD/JPY, that's also been moving pretty well. Again, the analysis on this, we weren't expecting it to move like that straight away from this level. We were expecting it to come sort of maybe in an area like this, but the market has decided to push off, so we haven't actually got in that. But it does open up opportunities. We might even have something to an area on the markets like this. So there are plenty of opportunities. Unfortunately, some of them are going to need a little bit more setting up because we don't want to be trading counter trend right now when the market's actually pulsing. So right now, these are the pairs that we are looking on our watch list: Euro JPY, USD CAD, GBP USD, USD JPY, and Euro Aussie plus CAD JPY. A little bit of development needed because we're Wednesday. There might actually come to fruition this week if the markets decide to move and give us that opportunity. But if not, we will be keeping them on the watch list for next week to make sure that we get in on that next leg up and capitalise whilst the market's trending. So we're going to keep it short and sweet this week. That's all the pairs that we're looking at. That's the pairs that we are in, and that's our current situation going into the second half of the week. So again, any questions, any comments, please leave them below. We'll get back to you as soon as possible, and we hope you have a profitable rest of the trading week.